Welcome to part 4 of the video on corporate social responsibility. We have talked about corporate social responsibility at length in the part 1, part 2 and part 3 of this particular video series. Now we'll be talking about corporate social responsibility from a different angle. The Indian angle is what we're going to study in this particular video. Now if we look at corporate social responsibility, what are the various kinds of responsibilities also needs to be understood from the point of view of a company. So there are various kinds of responsibility. The first economic responsibility, the first responsibility that a company has is the economic responsibility of being profitable. If it is not profitable, the business will not be there. The shareholders will not be there. The investors would not be investing their money into economic activities of the company. So the primary focus should be on the economic responsibility, that is being profitable. The second one is legal responsibility of the company, which means that it must obey the laws of the land. It must not be against the laws of the land. It should always follow whatever the government is saying it, whatever the state bodies are saying it, whatever the company has decided in terms of what are the rights and privileges of the particular employees. So it should always be in the legal framework. Third one is ethical responsibility. The company must not be involved in fraud. The company must be morally right. The company must be doing things which are ethically right, do what is right, and avoid harm to the people, the society, the animals, and the environment on an overall. So that is the ethical responsibility of a particular business. And the last one is discretionary responsibility, where this is where the blue portion is where the CSR activities of a company comes in. That this is a discretionary activity, something which the company might or might not pursue. We'll be discussing in some time that now it has been made mandatory, but if you look at the older generation, if you look at the old 100 years from now, 50 years from now, 50 years back, you'll find out that most of the companies used to do it only if they liked to do CSR activities, only if they wanted to contribute to the society, they used to do that. So that was something that was discretionary. It was a discretionary responsibility of that particular business to either help the people, either help the society or not help the society. So that is a discretionary responsibility. So businesses have various kinds of responsibility, and the overall as we have discussed is called the triple bottom line, that you have to take the entire business, the economic part of it, you have to take it along, you have to take it the legal part of it, the ethical part of it, and the discretionary also in terms of helping the society. And that is a complete way in which a company can function and be responsible towards its citizens, towards its employees, towards its customers, and towards its overall stakeholders. Now we'll be looking at CSR from the Indian mythology point of view. In the Indian Shastras, Atharva Ved, Prithvi Ved, and all those Veds have always been talking about, Indians have always been believing in donation and helping the poor out. So Indian Shastras, the ultimate aim of creating wealth is said to be giving donation and enjoying. We have always been believers of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We consider the entire globe as one particular family. So if there is one particular family that we are considering the entire world to be, then it should always be in a way that both of them can enjoy it, both of them can reap the fruits together. So that is what Indian mythology has always been trying to say. Even before the word globalization was invented, we have been using the word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam for the last, I guess, 2000, 3000 years. So that is where Indian mythology talks about considering the entire world to be a family. And donation and charity and philanthropic activities was always there in the Indian mythology. What is the Indian model of CSR? Indian model of CSR, companies have a long tradition of philanthropic activities and community programs. They have always been doing it. It is based on the Gandhian model, because Gandhi at the point of Mahatma Gandhi at the point of struggling for Indian independence also asked the big companies of those times like Tatas, the Birlas, the Godrejs to donate a particular sum, to donate a particular charitable institution, to build some schools and colleges. So he was always pestering the Tatas, Birlas, and all the big people, all the rich people, and all the industrialists to actually go ahead and do something good for the society. So that is why the Indian model of CSR can be called that it is based on the Gandhian model. Earlier, most of the high profile companies like ONGC Steel Authority and SAIL, and private companies like Tata, Birla, Godrej took up the initiatives of CSR, whereas the phenomenon is changing and initiative supported is taken up by the most businesses today. Because of the various benefits that we have discussed, most of the businesses today are now coming into